Erev Tov, Rabotai. Let's continue with our discussion about Pesach. So we said yesterday that we're going to do the kricha. That's the last thing that we eat for the mitzvah. And then after that, you're going to have the seudah. Right? So eat like Yom Tov seudah there. The truth is, that it's a little bit different than another Yom Tov seudah. It's not the same thing. What does that mean? You really shouldn't eat too much, in this seudah. Why? You can eat good, it's good, but not too much. Why? Because you already ate, the matzah and the maror and the kricha, so you're already like half full already. So how much can you really eat, You eat a little bit more, something like that, but don't make it too much, because otherwise you're going to be too full. That's the thing, It's going to become already like not kavod. Why? Because when you eat too much, you know what they say, right? The Chazon Ish says, the worst thing for a person's neshama, you know what it is, right? The biggest tumah that there is for the neshama, you know what it is? Achilat gasa. You know what this means? Overeating. When you eat too much, a person becomes very, very, very physical, very gashmiut takes over. It's not really a good thing, to eat too much. It's one of the worst things that a person can do to his body and his neshama. The Rambam also says, you should know, by the way, that most of the diseases, that a person gets, lo aleinu, choli, machalot, is because he eats too much. Can you imagine such a thing like this? So really, eating too much is not a good thing at all. And that's what you want to do. You want to have just a nice little meal, not too much. And also, what about drinking wine? So the truth is, you're already having arba kosot. So you don't want to drink too much wine in the seudah. You know what I mean? Because you're going to drink also 2 more kosot after. Right. So now you want to add 1 more, 2 more, 3 more. It's going to be too much already. It's going to be, you're going to get really drunk. You're going to fall asleep, right? And you're not going to be able to finish everything. That's the thing, So a person shouldn't, he's allowed to if he wants. He can drink in the seudah. But it's not really so good, to drink too much because you're going to have 2 more kosot. So what do you need it for? It's not good for you. So what you do is, you eat the seudah, fine. So now, right, there's a special thing here, right? At the end of the seudah, what do? You have to eat Afikoman, That's the thing, right? So why did the rabbis make this mitzvah eating Afikoman? What's the reason? What is the Afikoman coming for? So that's coming in the place of the Korban Pesach, because now Korban Pesach we don't have, right? We don't have Korbanot. So therefore, in the place of this, the rabbi said, eat the Afikoman. This is going to be a Korban Pesach. So why? Why is it like this? Because it says in the Torah, right, that a person is supposed to eat the Korban Pesach at the end of the meal. In other words, the Korban itself, he brings it in the afternoon, right? Erev Pesach. But he eats it in the Seudah at night. This is what happens, So you're supposed to have it at the end of your meal. It's like your dessert, Yeah. It's strange, right? What kind of dessert is this, Korban Pesach, you're eating a lamb. So why did the Torah say to eat this at the end of the meal? It should be in the middle of the meal, right? Main course, right? Keves, nice lamb, why at the end? When you're already full? What's the idea of this, So the idea is that it says, right, you have to eat it ala sova. Right, ala sova. What does that mean? When you're already full, you're supposed to eat it. The Korban Pesach. So same thing also goes with the Afikoman, which is coming in the place of the Korban Pesach. No, before. Yeah, before. Before. This is your dessert, right? Before Birkat Hamazon, right? Instead of having cake, you're going to have this. So, you can have also cake, but you have to eat it before. Before the Afikoman. After the Afikoman, are you allowed to eat cake? Asur, you're not allowed to eat anything, right? You're not allowed to eat nothing. Right, that's it. What about, can you have some drinks, let's say like Coca-Cola or some tea and cafe? So the poskim say this is okay, you're allowed to drink some water, Coca-Cola, tea, cafe, things like this, right? Tea, coffee, it's okay, you're allowed to. Why? Because this is not like real food, just water basically, just drinking water. That's what it is, So no big deal. So you're allowed to have things like this, but not like any real food, or, something like that, or no, nothing like that. It's asur. So because of that, right, the Afikoman is going to be the last thing you eat. So why does the Torah tell us to eat this in the last thing of the course of the meal? You know why? Because the whole thing is, right, what was the whole idea behind this, the svara? The idea was, that they're eating the Korban Pesach, the lamb, right, which is the god of the Mitzrayim. This is their Elohah. This is their avodah zarah. You understand? This is the whole thing, right? So we were eating this in front of them, their God. You know what I mean? Why? To show them that your God is nothing, zero, right? Your religion is all fake. Fake news. You and your stupid religion, doesn't mean nothing. Avodah zarah. What kind of thing is that, right? We don't want to have nothing to do with that. So we tell them here, this is what we do. For us, this is disgusting. We're eating it when we're full, to show you that, we don't even need this, to eat this. You know what I mean? It's just, we're doing it to disgrace you, to embarrass you. This is the reason why we're eating the Korban Pesach. In front of them like this, in front of the Mitzrim. This was the thing, Question is, by the way, why did the Mitzrim worship sheep, like as a god? What kind of thing is this? Meshuggah, what's the purpose of this? You know what I mean? So right, that if you, by the way, know a little bit about astronomy, right? You know that there's 12, right, mazalot in the zodiac, right? 12. Yeah. You know that, right? Yeah. So one of them is, what is it called? In English, it's called Virgo. Virgo. Right. So this one, you know what it is, right? It's the sheep. You understand? So what's the idea? What's the idea of this? The idea is like this, that they understood, the Mitzrim, that their power, comes from this mazal, from the sheep, from the lamb. You understand? So this is the reason why they worshipped it. Because they knew that their power comes from there. So they made it into avodah zarah. That's the thing, right? The sheep was avodah zarah for them. This is the reason why. They were getting all their koach from there. This is the way it is, by the way, with the goyim, They take koach from the side of tumah, from mazalot, from the tumah, all the tumah, They take it from there. They don't get it from Hashem straight, the right way, the straight way. They go the back door, you understand? The back door? Like you go, in the back, in the backyard, It's tumah, tameh. It's not the front door. Okay, so you get the idea, right? This is what it is, That's the way they are, these goyim. All their religions, And by the way, today also it's the same thing. You should know. All their religions today also all tumah. They're all tumah. There's nothing real about them. It's all fake. It's all avodah zarah, all kfirah. This is what it is. What do you think? Something real about it? There's nothing real. Their God is dead. And that's it. So what? You're worshiping a dead God. Somebody who's dead. What kind of religion is that? Their God has no life. I mean, that's what it says when we read the Hallel, right? Enayin lahem velo yiru, right? Oznaim lahem velo yishmeu. They don't hear, they don't see. They're gods. They're worthless. Nothing. Zero. Understand? Ephes, big zero. That's what it is. So that's what it was, This is the reason why they worship the sheep, the Mitzrayim, So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you know what? I'm going to show these guys, these Mitzrayim, what their God is really worth. You're going to eat it like, when you're full. And it's already disgusting to you to eat it already, because you're full. Understand? It's disgusting. You're not even enjoying it. Like you want to, lo aleinu, you want to throw up, when you're eating this. It's already, you're full already. So same thing, with the Afikoman. That's the idea with the Afikoman. It's coming in the place of the Korban Pesach. So, okay, fine. So what are you supposed to eat, Afikoman? What are you supposed to have? You're supposed to have the matzah shmura, the one that you ate also in the beginning, right, of the meal. Motzi matzah, right? So the gzait. Same matzah you're supposed to have. Why? Because what happened was that when we started the Agadah, we broke the middle matzah into half, right? Yeah. Chatzi, right? 50-50, right? Something like that. According to Kabbalah, right, it's supposed to be like shaped like one like a vav and one like a daled, Yeah. It's like this, according to Kabbalah, okay, whatever, We're not mekubalim, but we try, to do, like this, So one should be bigger, The daled is bigger than the vav. It's the way it is, right? So, whatever. Anyway, the point is like this, right? That now, the half that remains over, right? That half you already ate. But now, Afikoman, right? Somebody took it, and hid it somewhere, right? Whatever. Your children, whatever it was, right? Somebody. There's different minhagim about this, So now he brings it back, And this is the Afikoman, So the minhag is, in some places, they tell the kid, yeah, if you bring it back, we'll give you a gift, matana, we'll give you something, a prize, pras. All kinds of things like this, all kinds of minhagim. So he brings it back, you know what I mean? And you're supposed to have a kazait from that matzah. That's the Afikoman. This is the way it's done, you understand? So, Right, small, yeah, it's not big enough. So what you're supposed to do, since if you have a big family and it's not enough for everybody, you can add also from the other matzot, the other, right? So yeah, you can add, yeah, sure, no problem. But it should be, lechatchila, it should be matzah shmura. Don't use the regular matzah, the box matzah, for this mitzvah. For the seudah, you can have regular matzah for the seudah. You don't need matzah shmura for the seudah. Just for the mitzvot that you need matzah shmura, that's it. So, how many matzot do you really need, for the mitzvah? You need 3 for the first night and 3 for the second night. That's it. Depends on how big your family is, but you can probably, if you have 6 matzot, you can do the whole 2 nights, right? You don't really need more than that, It's about a kilo of matzah there. That's about it. 1 kilo. That's what you need, right? Okay, whatever. So you get the idea. So what happens is like this, right? You eat a kazait now of this afikoman, and that's the last thing you eat for the seudah, right? Nothing after that. Right away you have to go to Birkat HaMazon. That's it, right? No more dessert, no more cookies, no more mezonot, no nothing, right? So you're supposed to eat it beheseba also, right? This afikoman. Beheseba, just like it was Korban Pesach, as if, right? Keilu. So you're supposed to eat a kazait, right? So we already said yesterday, how much is kazait? In weight, it's 27 grams. In size, it's half an egg. It's not really that much. It's no big deal. Half an egg, what is that? It's nothing, right? So you can eat that, and that's it. You're done. You know what I mean? Then you do Birkat HaMazon, right? And after that, what do? Kol Shlishi, right? Sabri Maranan, Baruch Ata Hashem, Elokeinu Melech Haolam, Borei Pri HaGefen. Kol Shlishi, right? The third cup. As we said yesterday, you're supposed to drink, right? Your cup should hold Revi'it. But you have to drink at least a rov Revi'it, right? Majority of the Revi'it. So the Revi'it is 3 ounces, and majority is 1.6, So if you do, that's the minimum. If you want to drink the whole cup, that's also good. Baruch Hashem. Even better, right? The whole thing, 3 ounces, whatever it is, right? You're drinking. As we said, that's the thing. So what do we do after that? What do we do after the kos? Then we do the Hallel, right? Hallel. Yeah, the next, right? So, we do like Hallel, as we said, right? We did already Hallel before the Agadah, in Bet Knesset, right? That was the first Hallel. And then we did another one before Gal Yisrael, a small one over there. And now we're doing a third one over there in the end. This is the way it is, This is the last one, right? So what do? You say the Hallel, it's a long one, it takes a little time. So you say the Hallel, and then once you finish the Hallel, you drink the 4th cup of wine, right? That's the last kos Revi'it, last cup of wine. Beli bracha, exactly, right? That's the whole thing, right? You're not supposed to bless on that one. But what you have to do is, since you already said Birkat HaMazon, you have to say Ala Gefen v'Al Pri HaGefen on this one, right? You gotta say that. Because, bracha achrona, right? You gotta say. So, then, right, we do the next part, which is Minhag, Nirtza, we do the song, Chad Gadia, all these things, right? All these things, yeah.
Do you know about the Minhag that you're giving the cost, the 5th cost for Eliyahu, and then the day after you're doing Kiddush on that, on the morning? Yeah.
I think that's Ashkenazi custom, as far as I know. That's what I don't remember the Sephardim doing this minhag. They do. Yeah, because, the Chabad came in, and they changed the minhagim, that's why. They added some Ashkenazi minhagim, that's the way it is, probably this is the reason why. So we don't really do this to Kos Eliyahu thing, It's not really a custom. So we do Kos Revi'it, right? And then we do Nirtza, the songs, Chad Gadia and all these things, right? And Echad Ani Yodea, right? All these things. And once you're done, so what do they say, the Chazal, right? It's a mitzvah, but the truth is, you have to have energy for this, right? I think Yonathan's going to have the energy. He's going to have the energy. What does that mean? They say, you should say Yetziat Sipurim and Yetziat Mitzrayim as much as you can, until you fall asleep. Say some Agadot, say some Midrashim about Yetziat Mitzrayim. Whatever you can do, You know what it says in the Agadah, right? That in the Bnei Brak, what were they doing over there? Right? Rabbi Akiva and his Talmidim, and the Chachamim over there, they were talking about Yetziat Mitzrayim all night. Until they came in the morning, right, and told them, time for Kriyat Shema, right now it's time for Tefillah, for Shachrit. So they learned all night, about Yetziat Mitzrayim. They darshan about Yetziat Mitzrayim all night. So if a person can do this, Ashecha, but the problem is we're not so strong, so not all of us can do this thing. It's a chumrah, it's not an obligation to do this. Whatever a person can do, he can do. So the thing is, that whatever you can do, you do. But you have to also remember one thing, right? Yatzat scharo be'efsedo. You know what that means, right? Don't stay up so much that you won't be able to go to Shachrit. The rabbi's going to be looking for you, Where is he? This guy, he didn't come today, what I mean? What happened? Because he stayed up too much, he fell asleep all morning, he was sleeping. So that's no good, right? If it's going to be like that, you're going to miss Kriyat Shema, you're going to miss Minyan, no good, right? Yatzat scharo be'efsedo, it's no good. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chanina ben Kasha omer, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לעזור את ישראל, לפיכך חיל בא להם תורה ומצוות שאין אדוני חפץ, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.